G'day everyone, I'm AzureBlaze, and welcome to another sort of my thoughts on discussion type video. And today it will be on the booster course pass for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And that's because, even though I haven't really covered it much on this channel, if at all, I can't think of, it is something that I've been actively doing, like playing every time a new wave comes out for it. Pretty much, yeah, since the beginning. Me and my friend, we like to play Mario Kart 8 together, and it tends to be something that's like sort of like it's almost like a Smash reveal and a Smash character reveal whenever a new wave came out, to see what courses were there and what characters may have been there in the last ones and all that sort of thing. And I don't know, it was fun to see that, and now it is all finished and everything is ready. It's 48 brand new tracks, or let's say brand new tracks to Mario Kart 8, returning tracks from older games, changed sometimes for the worst. I will get into that in a bit. However, yeah, overall, I think I must preface this sort of saying as I've had really like a lot of fun with the booster course pass. I think overall it's been sort of a success. Like, I'd rather have, I don't know how I said success than success. Overall, I'd rather have them here than not have them here. However, I wish they put a little bit more effort into the majority of the tracks. However, I'll quickly go over probably each of the cups and touch on the tracks inside it, in ones I know and don't know, and starting off with the Golden Dash Cup, Paris Promenade. Yeah, I was very confused. I guess I better preface this by saying I'm not going to have like footage for each course in the background or anything like that. It's simply going to be like normal gameplay footage and all that sort of thing. This is not very scripted at all, basically, yeah. However, Paris Promenade, it was a course I got extremely lost in, to be honest, and that goes with a lot of the tour courses, as I'll get to probably as I reach more of them. Paris Promenade, I can't really remember it that well either. I think a lot of it's because of a lot of the tour tracks, they tend to look and feel like very samey and all that sort of thing, and Paris Promenade is one of those, and it was a little bit confusing to navigate. It had Toad Circuit is in the Golden Dash Cup as well. It was very, very, very toned down. Like, there was like basically no textures on a lot of things, and it did not look very nice personally. Well, it's not that it didn't really look very nice. I think that style has a place. However, it's not Mario Kart 8, basically. Choco Mountain, this is a big one for a lot of people, I believe. I have never played N64. I thought it was pretty fun. Yeah. I'm not sure how the Choco part goes into it. I'm guessing it's because it's brown. It's not very, I was expecting something food themed a lot more, I'm guessing. I thought anyway. However, Coconut Mall. I am a Mario Kart Wii player. That was my primary Mario Kart growing up. I never played 7, I think, unless I played it like once or twice on a friend's 3DS. Other than that, I can't think of any time I've ever played 7. Therefore, I sort of jumped straight onto 8 on the Wii U. And then bringing them back, Coconut Mall now in the booster course pass is, I don't know, I'm very like, you know, I don't know, because Coconut Mall was probably, if not one of my favorite, was my favorite track in Wii, and I personally don't feel they've done it justice. Something that goes for a lot of these tracks, and I don't know if it's simply because I'm remembering them wrong or anything like that, they feel shorter. I don't know what that is. I was playing them on generally around 100 to 150cc, and anything that like that. I don't know, that might be simply me not remembering it correctly. However, it does feel a little bit shorter, and having the cars, especially pre-update, not move after that thing, that was a little bit strange. I would have preferred if they kept them moving back and forth like in Wii. I think that added a little bit more challenge. How it is now where they spin, I mean, it adds a little bit of dynamic, like a little bit of dynamism. I don't know how you say it, to the track. However, it's not that much, and I think they may have, I might be wrong about this. However, I for some reason recall in Wii, the only reason I say recall is because I can't really test it at the moment because I don't have a Wii with me. I recall in Wii being able to go up the half pipes as you go around the corners. However, in this game, it like blocks you off fairly low down the half pipe. I might be wrong. You may not have been able to do it in Wii. However, I for some reason remember that. However, I think a lot of there's a lot of half pipes in Wii, and Mario Kart 8's main basic tracks didn't really have half pipes. Instead, it had going anti-gravity, and you can go 90 degrees on the wall. And I kind of would have preferred them bringing this, as they're bringing this over to Mario Kart 8, I would have preferred if they changed a lot of half pipes to that 90 degrees on the wall with the gravity thing. I think that would have been a lot, a little bit more, I guess, fluid, I guess, with how Mario Kart 8's design is, because the half pipes that have been brought over from Wii don't feel right a lot of the time, personally at least, and I think it would have been more fun if they simply turned them into like the anti-gravity side wall sections that are in some of the base 8 maps. However, yeah, a little bit mixed on Coconut Mall. Moving on to, I believe the next track was Lucky Cat Cup. I can't remember what like order these came out. Yeah, I think it was Lucky Cat Cup. The Lucky Cat Cup has Tokyo Blur, Shroom Ridge, Sky Garden, and Ninja Hideaway. And I gotta be honest, I don't remember Tokyo Blur that much. I think I remember it a little bit more than the other two tracks, simply because it's all Japanese themed and I like Japanese themed things. Hint hint at Ninja Hideaway later. Shroom Ridge, the only reason I remember it is because I did play Tour at one point and that was in it. Other than that, it's a very basic track. Sky Garden, I'm a little bit conflicted because there is another sky map in this game and it looks better, and I don't know, Sky Garden is a GBA map. And for what they did as a GBA map, I think it did it really well. Yeah, I don't know. I think overall I do not mind Sky Garden. Ninja Hideaway I really like. Basically, I remember when we first played that, my friend and I and my siblings and we first played that and we were like astounded that there was a really good map like that, like almost brand new map as well. It was really fun. It didn't feel like a tour map. I understand that was added to Tour around the same time, I believe. However, it didn't really feel like a tour map. It felt like a proper map, and Ninja Highway is really enjoyable. I really like that. Moving on to the Turnip Cup, we have New York Minute, Mario Circuit 3, Calamari Desert, and Waluigi Pinball. I don't know why I can't speak properly there. New York Minute, another city tour map. Honestly, a little bit forgettable. It's nighttime. Yeah. Mario Circuit 3 is flat. They didn't do much with it like they did with some of the other SNES tracks. I don't know why. Calamari Desert. I haven't played N64, as I think I said earlier. However, I don't mind this one. I think it's pretty fun overall. I like the sort of, I guess, the old Western aesthetic and being able to go through the train, what's it called? Hole in the wall tunnel, that's the word. Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. Waluigi Pinball, I'm probably going to say something very controversial. I don't understand why people like this very much, personally. I think, to me at least, it was pretty, yeah, it was okay. I don't know, I don't think I'd go back and replay it very much. I honestly, when it comes to pinball and casino stages, I prefer the ones in the Sonic and All-Stars Racing and Team Sonic Racing games. I personally like them a little bit more. That's me though. I don't really understand Luigi Pinball. Anyway, moving on before that gets any worse. Propeller Cup, and I quite enjoy this one overall. It has Sydney Sprint, Snowland, Mushroom Gorge, and Sky High Sundae. And probably my highlight out of this one is Sydney Sprint. I really liked Sydney Sprint. Of course, I have a little bit of bias. I am Australian. I am kind of sad there wasn't any more Australian maps, because there is a lot more than Sydney down here in Australia. Plenty more things. I think going around Uluru would have been fun, and I don't know, seeing some stuff of Perth and Hobart and all that sort of stuff. Like Tasmania would have been a really nice like jungle map maybe, that sort of leads into like little cities and towns. I think that would have been neat, and then maybe leads out into the beach. Anyway, yeah, no, other than that though, I guess Sydney Sprint I really enjoyed. I do like it. I think the music is amazing. I've listened to that music a lot. I'm not sure I'm a fan of how the Opera House is depicted. All the people inside are flat, which is iffy, and the Opera House is tiny compared to what it is in real life. Anyway, and I don't think it has holes on either end like that for cars. I've never actually been to the Opera House, however I've seen plenty of it in different things, being from Australia, and yeah, I don't think it has like two big holes like that for cars to go through. However, that's fine, it's neither here nor there. Snowland, I think that's pretty good. It's a pretty good GBA map. They did a little bit to make it a little bit more elevated instead of flat. I like that. Mushroom Gorge, probably, as I sort of said with Coconut Mall, if it wasn't one of my favorites, that would be my favorite. That's the same with Mushroom Gorge. I don't like what they did to Mushroom Gorge in this game. I'm really upset, to be honest, because I was really excited for it. I don't think they've limited the amount of mushrooms, and I think that may have been, a lot of this may have been done, I say a lot of things about how they've done in this game, and I think it may have been done in things like 3DS and Tour first. However, I don't like how they got rid of some of the mushrooms. They've changed the mushroom layouts and all that sort of thing. I find it a lot easier to bounce towards across the mushrooms now than it used to be, where I think it was a little bit more challenging back in the day. It's Mushroom Gorge. It's always a fun time. However, like, overall, I think I prefer the old layout, especially of the mushrooms in the original Mushroom Gorge, because there was a lot more agency to it. It didn't feel like I was bouncing along a track. It felt like I was bouncing from one mushroom to another and had to like consciously like make sure I was directed correctly and all that sort of thing. I don't mind the little gliding section. However, I feel like it's another sort of thing where like I think I prefer the old way it was. And Sky High Sundae, I'm not a fan of. Honestly, I don't really have much else to say about it. I think it's a bit of a mess, personally. Very visually stimulating and noisy, and some things don't feel right. Like when you're going upstairs, how like you're in anti-grav mode. However, like if you hit the bars, however you don't really know where to hit the bars and all that sort of thing, you get your anti-gravity boost and all that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Sky High Sundae, personally. Moving on to the Rock Cup, and there's London Loop, Boo Lake, Alpine Pass, and Maple Treeway. And London Loop is like the rest of the city tracks. Pretty similar feeling, personally. Another one where I got lost in a fair bit, which is a little bit of an issue, personally. I think with a lot of the tour tracks, and insane, like I don't even remember a lot of these in tour when I played it. I don't think a lot of them were there yet. However, yeah, London Loop. I mean, a lot of these tour tracks, like none of them are really bad. Like, I can't really say that about any track in the game. I think the only one that I would say was probably close to that is Sky High Sundae, personally, like in my opinion. However, most of them, like, they're usually pretty decent to amazing, basically, is like the range of Mario Kart tracks. And London Loop is very much in that pretty decent category. Boo Lake, I really like what they've done to that. GBA track, again. The only reason I can really talk about the GBA ones, despite not having played the GBA game, is I guess because they used to be flat and now they're not flat, and I guess I can judge it on that. And I really like that you go under the lake and all that sort of thing. Really quite fun, personally. Alpine Pass, I never played this stage before until this game, and it's interesting. I think it's a really nice premise and a fun track. However, I think the aesthetic doesn't really go very far. However, I think overall Alpine Pass is a pretty fun track. And Maple Treeway, I am a lot happier with how they handled Maple Treeway over some of the other maps. I think some of the aesthetic doesn't feel right. When you're in like the Wii Maple Treeway, it feels like a large autumn woods. And in this game, I don't know whether they've shrunk it or whatever they've done. It feels a lot smaller, personally. It feels a lot more like a set. I think is probably the way it goes. I don't know why I feel that way about it. However, otherwise, it's Maple Treeway. I really like Maple Treeway, and I really like that course. Moving on to Moon Cup, Berlin Byways, Peach Gardens, Merry Mountain, and Rainbow Road 3DS. Berlin Byways, I think, was probably one of the better tour tracks by what I can remember at the very least. Even then, it's a tour track. DS Peach Gardens. I'm used to the Wii Peach Gardens, not the DS one. It plays like Peach Gardens. I don't mind it. I've never really had the biggest fondness for it. However, it's pretty okay. Merry Mountain. I think it's a little bit simple. However, I really, really like the aesthetic. I think the aesthetic pushes it really far forward for me. Having that train flying around, that's really fun. I really like that. And Rainbow Road 3DS. This is my first time playing Rainbow Road 3DS, and it is great. Honestly, I really like the Rainbow Road 3DS. I know a lot of people talk about how good it is and everything like that. Yeah, I think it was really enjoyable. Moving on to... sorry, I'm going a little bit quicker now because I've noticed how long I've been taking. Let's go to the Fruit Cup. Amsterdam Drift, Riverside Park, DK Snowboard Cross, and Yoshi's Island. Amsterdam Drift it's another pretty basic tour course, I feel. Pretty okay. Yeah. Riverside Park is about, I can't remember what that's like. I honestly, I don't think I can comment on it. I don't even remember it. I don't know. DK Snowball Cross. I think they took a lot of the charm away from DK Snowball Cross. I think like having that big like grated area after the cannon shot and everything like that, going over it and all that, I don't know, it doesn't feel like there's a sense of speed going up through the big cannon and then trying to get all the way back down again. It feels like pretty normal. However, it is DK Snowboard Cross. I really like the layout of the map, and overall it's okay. Yoshi's Island is amazing, honestly. I think it was great as well because I had right around that point finished Yoshi's Island fully for the first time, and I really liked that. It was great. It was really fun to see all the little references. It was sort of perfect timing for me, and Yoshi's Island is honestly one of the best like stages in this game, easily. The Boomerang Cup, Bangkok Rush, Mario Circuit, Waluigi Stadium, Singapore Speedway. Bangkok Rush, I can't remember much about it, to be honest. Yeah, I think it was one of the better ones off memory at least. DS Mario Circuit, I think it's one of the better Mario circuits. However, it's a Mario circuit. I guess, I don't know, I don't really have much affinity for Mario circuits. Waluigi Stadium, I think is quite fun overall. It's the GameCube. I think there might be differences between the GameCube one and I think, is it a Waluigi Stadium and where is it like a Wario Stadium? I can't even remember. However, it's fairly similar type thing, and I quite enjoy that. Singapore Speedway is probably one of my favorite tour tracks, to be honest. I really like going on top of like all the high-end rooftops and all the lights and everything like that. I think it's really nice looking, and probably one of the better tour tracks in my opinion. Athens Dash, pretty good tour track. I like the more older style tour tracks, I guess, the less city-based ones, and it was really fun to sort of go around. My sister is a huge history person, and she really enjoyed that sort of thing as well. Daisy Cruiser, I thought it was pretty neat going around a cruiser. I guess for some reason it felt very like there wasn't enough in Daisy Cruiser. I don't know, I'm not sure how I'm thinking this, but like, yeah. Moonview Highway. Moonview Highway. It's a map that I didn't play terribly a lot in Wii. I didn't mind it as well. I think I prefer it in Wii because of how the cars acted and everything like that. However, it's either. I think it's pretty good in this game. Squeaky Clean Sprint is another amazing track. I think a lot of the brand new tracks are really, really good. Squeaky Clean Sprint it's one I've played multiple times over since the playing, getting it in the game, and it's such a fun map, and all the little references and everything like that I really enjoy. Cherry Cup, Los Angeles Laps, Sunset Wilds, Cooper Cape, Vancouver Velocity. Los Angeles Laps, I think is probably one of the more memorable tour tracks, and it's probably for the reason that people dislike it the most, and that's the oil fields. I think it simply sticks in my head because of that, and then going down on the beach first and all that sort of thing. I think that's pretty fun. Sunset Wilds, I didn't know anything about this map until people started talking about it online, saying that the sun didn't go down, and to be honest, I think the sun should go down. I don't think they changed it huge amounts from being simply a flat land, and I don't know, it looks kind of off a little bit. Yeah. Cooper Cape is probably the most disappointing stage to me, personally. I really enjoyed Cooper Cape in Wii, and for the most part, Cooper Cape is really good. It's that last big half pipe section that should be a full pipe and shouldn't have water in it. I understand that you can go underwater now, and it kind of makes sense in a way. However, like a lot of the the fun from the original Cooper Cape was trying to keep on that water, trying to not get hit by the lightning, spinny things, and yeah, basically, who was like, if you get a whole bunch of people crammed in that pipe and trying to get through at a really quick speed, is really, really fun, and I kind of miss that. I don't know, I really want that old pipe back where there's like, no, it's not full of water, however there's like a stream that you can speed yourself up on like you can up top, and all that sort of thing. For the most part, it's pretty good, however, like, that part specifically really, really disappointed me, and yeah, I don't know, it put it a lot lower down for me because that part was one of the best parts. Vancouver Velocity, I can't remember anything about it, to be honest. It's one of the newer tour tracks and I can't remember anything about it. Oh well. The Acorn Cup, Rome Avanti is great. It, like Athens Dash, I always thought it's really fun. I quite like that tour track. DK Mountain, I think it's pretty neat. I think it's a little bit short of a map in general. I don't know whether that's because of the original or not. I played the Wii version. I thought it was pretty fun overall. Daisy Circuit, it was never one of my most favorite ones in Wii. However, it is one I did quite enjoy playing. I like the brand new glider shortcut. I think that's really nice. So, I mean, the shortcut was always there. However, they put a glider ramp at the end of it, and I think that it works really well. I think that's such a good thing. I think it's probably one of the few Wii tracks that have got a huge glow up within the game, and I think that's great. Piranha Plant Cove is honestly, it's great as well. I honestly really like that. I think it's fun going on. It's such a not necessarily a unique setting, however, it's one of the more unique settings in the game, and I think it's really fun to explore. And lastly, the Spiny Cup, and there's Madrid Drive, Rosalina's Ice World, Bowser Castle 3, and Wii Rainbow Road. Madrid Drive, I played it a couple of days ago and can't remember anything about it. Rosalina's Ice World is amazing. Honestly, I really like it. A lot of the Mario Galaxy references are fun and all that sort of thing. I really, really enjoyed Rosalina's Ice World. Kind of hard on that first turn though. Bowser Castle 3, I like what they did with this. It was an SNES track, and now it's like almost like half cylindrical, and you have to go around it and all that sort of thing. I think that's really neat, and I kind of wish they did a little bit more with the SNES tracks like that in the game. And then finally, Wii Rainbow Road, which is amazing. Honestly, I love Wii Rainbow Road. That's my Rainbow Road. I'm saying a lot of words. Anyway, yeah, that's my Rainbow Road, and I think it plays really, really well. I can't tell if the holes that you can jump over, depending on how fast you're going, if they've been shortened or not. I find it a little bit easy to get over them. That might be simply a me thing though. And I guess the last sort of thing, yeah, I think Rainbow Road is really fun. I really like Wii Rainbow Road overall. And yeah, I think there's a little skip that you can do that that's sort of really fun as well, where like you can miss the blue jump part where like the little Cosmos section is. And yeah, oh, one of the biggest things in Wii Rainbow Road that I really am happy with is the fact that they kept the star cannon like it is. I was really worried that they were going to change that, because they've changed a lot of the other cannons in the game, and that was like one of the best. There's like getting a bullet bill and going through that star cannon was always such a fun thing. Yeah, I think the star cannon came out well. I think the other thing is, I think they shortened. I'm looking at a video right in front of me. I think they shortened like the wavy bit before you get down to the part with the holes. I can't tell if they did or not though. It doesn't. I don't know. Something about it doesn't feel as great as it used to, I guess. However, otherwise, Wii Rainbow Road is amazing. I honestly probably one of the best transitions over, in my opinion. However, I guess with that, I think I might quickly have a look and sort of, I guess I'll talk about my favorite cup, honestly. And I think my favorite cup would either, be like, I'm looking at the cups and the stages and everything like that, and I think, like my overall favorite cup, I'll go for my overall favorite cup, and then I'll say my overall favorite stage altogether. I think my overall favorite cup is probably the new Spiny Cup. Looking back at all of everything, it has like 3 like big time like really ones that I really enjoyed with Rosalina's Ice World, Bowser's Castle 3, and Rainbow Road. And Rainbow Road was one that I was hugely like waiting for and all that sort of thing. Probably my most disappointing is the Cherry Cup, personally. Oh well. And yeah, I think otherwise I am very happy with that sort of thing. And my favorite course is either Yoshi's Island or Rainbow Road. If I'm doing new courses, it would definitely be Yoshi's Island or Squeaky Clean Sprint. However, I think Rainbow Road Wii is probably my favorite course in the game thus far. Yeah, on the topic of courses that are missing, there's only really one that I can think of. I never played 3DS, as I sort of stated earlier. However, I did play Shy Guy Bazaar in Tour, and honestly, I think that's a really, really fun stage, and I think that should have sort of been brought over, personally. However, yeah. Yeah, other than that though, I think that is probably all from me about these. I'm really happy with the Booster Course Pass, despite everything. I really did enjoy playing a lot of these tracks again. I kind of wish they did a little bit more to it. However, overall, I mean, they're probably working on another game. They probably didn't have the biggest budget for this because it's not a full game, it's DLC. It's neither here nor there, really. I'm glad, like, despite how much I wasn't the biggest fan of the tour tracks, I am glad that they've come over because it's preservation. I like preservation, and it's good. Yeah, however, though, I think that is probably where I'm at with it. Yeah. I'm sorry again that this is not. I'm sorry this is again not a scripted video. I do want to get back into scripting again. I was really happy with my last scripted video. However, it's been horribly busy for me at the moment, especially with uni and everything like that. I'm wrapping up on 3 assignments. I got 1 assignment out yesterday. No, yesterday was Monday. Sunday, and I have like another 2 assignments left for the next few weeks, and it also like. It's honestly tiring. However, yeah, I think that is all from me. Thank you for watching, and I shall be back in the next one. Cheers, everyone.